guys, welcome back to Pat Mac's Adventures. Magandang umaga. Good morning. I'm still trying my best to speak Tagalog as much as I can. I've got my breakfast here. This is my usual breakfast. Today I am having almond milk, which I love, scrambled eggs with mayonnaise on bread and a banana. Perfect breakfast. I just broke an egg. It's gone all the way down the refrigerator, all over the ketchup, the mayonnaise, and on the floor. Look at that. Oh man. That was interesting, guys. I don't break eggs on a daily basis, that's for sure. I haven't broken an egg for I don't know how long, and to break the egg in the refrigerator, and you saw how it was dripping down. Egg is always so messy to clean up, but luckily I was able to clean it up pretty quickly. So here we go again. Manila is back to GCQ, General Community Quarantine. These last 6, almost 7 months here in the Philippines have been quite a roller coaster. We go from a really strict lockdown to a more relaxed lockdown, then it goes back to a strict lockdown, and now it is opening up again. This is good for Manila. A lot of local Filipinos will get back to work, a lot of businesses will open up again, transportation will open up again. A lot of people who aren't making money and who are struggling right now will be able to get back to work and make money. This is a very difficult time for a lot of people. I have to keep reminding myself, even though it's been a roller coaster here, I am very thankful and grateful for what I have, and that I do have a full-time job, and my work hasn't been affected during this pandemic. So even though I do have difficult days, which I did this past weekend, everything just kind of got to me, and I think that's natural during this time, to remind myself that look what I've done, look how far I've come, look what I have, that I'm okay, and it could be a hell of a lot worse. Somebody sent me a message last week saying that they thought that I was being irresponsible traveling right now during the pandemic, and I thought I would just share that with you guys, and I wanted to talk a little about that. One is that I'm not really traveling. I know I've gone from Cebu City to Manila, but it's been very restricted because of the quarantines here in the Philippines. And another question is why? Why am I staying in the Philippines? Why haven't I left the Philippines? Like I mentioned in a previous video, back in March, I had decided to stay in the Philippines and ride out the pandemic here because of the visa situation, and that I didn't have to worry about leaving the country right away, and that I can continue to extend my visa here. The number one reason why I haven't gone home to see my family is my mother. And I haven't talked a lot about my family on my channel, and I haven't shown my family at all in a lot of the area where I live back in San Diego. My mom has been sick for almost 20 years. She has something called Lyme disease. She also has something called fibromyalgia. It's a nerve pain that you get in your face and throughout the body. And she is currently 70 years old, which puts her in a high risk category, especially with her health conditions. As a kid going through high school, there were rough times where me and my stepdad would actually be there to help my mom cook dinner and do a lot of things. And so there were a lot of difficult times when I was younger. And I think that those times with my mom and her health condition have helped me be as healthy as I can be. You hear me talk in some of my videos about cooking and food, and I try to be as healthy as possible, and I'm trying to be as safe as possible right now too during the pandemic. My biggest fear is I go home, I would quarantine myself in a hotel for 2 weeks to make sure that I don't expose friends or family or anyone. Then I go back and stay with my mom, which is usually where I stay with her in her house. But then what happens if I go out and I see friends and somehow I catch the virus and I bring it back to her and she ends up in critical condition in the hospital or worse? I would never forgive myself after all the years I have experience with her being sick and have tried to help so much throughout the years, and it's just something that's so risky. We've talked a lot over the past couple of months. I usually go home for the holidays, and I think, and my mom and my uncle and other family think, that it's probably better for me just to stay here in the Philippines until things calm down and get better, when there's more of a treatment or a vaccine or whatever. The visas here allow me to stay in the Philippines. Trust me, I have been eyeing a lot of countries, specifically Georgia. Georgia allows Americans a 1-year visa on arrival. That's 365 days, right, in a year. And there's Armenia right next to Georgia, Azerbaijan, Turkey. This is an area that I really wanted to travel to for quite a while, but It's going to cost thousands of dollars to get there right now. And yes, I feel that that would be a bit irresponsible, because then I'm traveling on more than one flight. I'm possibly exposing myself and others. I respect when people ask these kind of questions. I am going to stay here in the Philippines. When things open up here more, I will travel locally on the island of Luzon, and then when domestic air travel opens up again, I will definitely travel to some of the islands. And when things get much better globally, the first place I will be going back to is San Diego to see my mom and my family. Can any of you guys relate to that? If you have a family member that has a pre-existing condition or is a bit older, it's been something that has weighed on me since this whole pandemic has started. I'm gonna head outside and show you guys a bit of the neighborhood, what things look like. The general community quarantine will begin tomorrow, just so you guys can kind of see what the streets look like today, and I'm curious to see what it looks like. The Philippines has now required that everyone needs to wear a mask and a face shield. Oh yay, let's see how it looks. There is my mask. And my face shield is right here. This seems to be a generic one that everyone seems to be wearing. Put that on. How do I look, guys? Hello. So guys, I'm wearing my sunglasses under the face shield. As you can see, there are some tricycle guys here. So tricycles are still available in this area. There is a highway near my building, and as you can see, it is quite busy. There is traffic, but it's not the normal Manila traffic, but things are moving. Throughout the Philippines and here in Metro Manila, you'll see a lot of guys out with their carts of food. Usually they have lots of fruits and vegetables. You can see these guys here pushing their carts up the road here. A variety of things that you can usually buy. It's good to see all of these guys out right now trying to make money and moving around. This is a good sign that things are starting to open up here in Manila. Look at all those bananas. If I didn't already have bananas, I would probably buy some from these guys. There's some people hanging out here. Things just seem to be pretty active today, which is good. This is another tower that I'm walking up to that's nearby to the tower that I'm staying, a much more expensive one. There are a lot of delivery guys out by the gate waiting for the residents to come and pick up their food or packages. Check out this cute little white dog. This is the first of many dogs I saw out today. This is the more developed area here in Manila, or one of the more developed areas. There are lots of skyscrapers here. I believe this is called the Greenfield area. Everything is built pretty widely, so the walkways are wide. There's a lot of green areas. It's quiet, but there are people out today. But it's obvious that we're not under a strict quarantine, but things are moving. There's a foreigner guy in front of me who is not wearing a mask. He's holding it in his right hand, which I'm not willing to do. It is a mandatory requirement here in the Philippines to wear your masks outside. When you're traveling in another country, no matter how much you might disagree with their laws or regulations, if something is mandatory like it is today with the masks and the consequences, it's really a good idea to follow the rules in whatever country you're in, even if you don't agree with what those rules and regulations may be. I really don't want to wear the face shield now. However, I don't want to cause any trouble while I'm here in the Philippines, and it is something that is required now, so I just suck it up, wear it. It's hot, it's sweaty, it's super uncomfortable. I don't like it, but it's not forever, and that's just one thing to keep in mind. This is a really nice park area over here. Somebody had told me that usually they will have vendors here during normal days. You can see there's a lot of seating areas. Unfortunately, all of this is blocked off during this general community quarantine at the moment. I came across one of many wild cats here in Manila and throughout the Philippines. You'll see a lot of stray cats. There's a lot of stray dogs too, but not many in this area. Just chilling. Watch as it looks to its left as the golden retriever walks by with its owner. It's like, yup, where are you going? Stay on that side. A lot of businesses and restaurants have remained open during the enhanced community quarantine here in Manila. You can see a lot of seats outside. There's a lot of hand sanitizer and forms to fill out for contact tracing. Even though we are going to go back to general community quarantine, there's no dining in as of today. It should start tomorrow, which will be August 19th, and that will be really nice to be able to sit in a restaurant once again. There are some local people chilling on the side of the road under the shade here. This is something very common that you'll see throughout the Philippines. Everyone here is really warm and welcoming, and it doesn't bother me, and I've gotten very used to it. You'll see this in other countries like Cambodia as well. Generally, everyone I saw today has been wearing a face shield and a mask. Trust me guys, I would really like to take the face shield off. Maybe I possibly could with no issues, but I do want to follow the rules and I don't want to have any problems. It's a nice sunny day today. I think it may rain later today, but it's not raining now, and that's what matters. I think a lot of people are looking forward going back to general community quarantine tomorrow and to some more normalcy. I just entered the mall on the ground floor of the tower that I'm staying in, which has made my stay here very comfortable and very convenient. I'm heading upstairs to pick up my laundry, which I'm having cleaned. I've been cleaning my laundry for the last 4 months myself, but I decided that I think it's about time that someone else cleans it and cleans it better than me. Unfortunately, my laundry wasn't ready at this time, so I will come back later to pick it up in between my classes and work when the clothes will be ready. Made it back with time to spare. I'll be back teaching in just a second. Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, as you guys can see, I have cleaned my sheets and my comforter here on the bed. I've been here for over a month, so I wanted to clean that. Now to make the bed, hopefully in the next 15 minutes, and then get back to work. I'm done, guys. Laundry is done, bed is made, with 5 minutes to spare before I need to get back into class and get teaching. I'm excited that tomorrow we will be back in a general community quarantine here in Manila. Things won't be as strict. It'll just be nice to have things more open again. Thanks again for watching, guys, and remember to live every moment to the max. I am going to sleep. No, I am going to teach to the max. I will sleep to the max later. See you guys next time. I need to go.